Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sappico sin chiede con so pepper con so felino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Hey there, everybody. Let's get it started indeed. Happy Sunday. We are fired up to have you guys back with us on Wanna Bet. And we've obviously got a heavy NFL bent to today's show. Kind of getting some separation here between the haves and the have-nots, maybe the true contenders and the pretenders. And it's an interesting card for me. As always, we show you guys our work here. We give you our favorite plays we made since yesterday. And we show you how, since yesterday's show, because we do this 7 days a week, and we show how things are going. And they're not going well. For me, still, it's been a fight and a climb. Notre Dame, I hope you took me up on my offer. I told you guys if I was in better form right now, I'd be playing that at minus 16.5 for around plus 137. I hope some of you guys did that. That was an easy cover. The two college hoop games, nope, wasn't even close on those. And we lost a nice NBA parlay by 1 point. Scotty Barnes, in a game in which Toronto covered for us easily, scored the 115. No, they scored 130. Scored 15 more than we needed. Scotty Barnes scores 14 points. Ben, they score 130 points, and their go-to scorer only takes 7 shots from the field against one of the worst defenses in the NBA right now in Indiana. He played plenty of minutes, 32 minutes, so it wasn't that. He attempted 7 shots from the field. Everybody else in their starting lineup was pretty much attempting their usual number. So we lose that by a point. And then also, I knew it was going to be a bad day, Ben, when I texted you and said, driving back from a funeral type service, and I get back on my phone, or more of a remembrance of life, and I see that my guy Rasmus Holland is not in the Denmark lineup, and he's been scratched at the last minute with an illness. And it changed everything that match. It took away their best finisher. It took away their target man. It changed the entire construction of the lineup. And Denmark ended up pissing that thing away in the second half and just getting a 2-2 draw against a Belarus side that they beat 6-0 in Belarus just a month ago. So that's how it's been going for me lately. How was your Saturday?
We were down a little bit. We did good first 3 downs. Brandon Ingram, we lose on the hook. That was just unbelievable. He had 3 in the first quarter and goes on to grab 2 the rest of the game. And then there's the blowout late. But that was a loss. We lost both parlays. I thought the Timberwolves would win. The Nuggets banged up. Jokic is that big of a difference that he can still win those games. So they lost. They lost our parlay. Maryland beat Marquette, including Pharrell Payne going down with probably a season-ending injury with about 14 minutes left. And those guys rallied around it, turned it around to win that game. We did get off of the Penn State. How do I word it? I mean, they won. Like, Penn State won that parlay for us. Yeah. So I think they're allowed to be bet again. Yeah, they're alive again. Yeah, we will revisit somebody else who was like not banned. I definitely didn't ban them, but I've been frustrated and said I probably wouldn't play them again. We're revisiting somebody today on Sunday. So hopefully we have that mojo going where we cash Penn State and then we cash this guy and we get off of their bad sides.
Before we get into our picks, do we have any closure on the Mallet Gate? Have we reached a conclusion?
Well, I can find the comment now. On yesterday's video, we did have Ryan comment, a debt is owed, a debt must be repaid. Use the parts from the good mallet to fix the broken one. If you want to bury or sacrifice the totem after, c'est la vie, but repairing the broken one must be carried out.
So we try that first and see how that goes.
Yes, but if the mojo is still not there, then it gets better.
Okay. I think that's a great way to move forward. And I'm not super handy, but I can manage to take this off of that one and put it onto this one. I do think I can manage that. And hopefully I can manage some winning bets for you guys here today as well. First down, Beltway Ben. Give me the Tampa Bay Bucks to win this game against Buffalo. I think they're the better team. I think they have certainly the more complete defense. And I think they're more equipped to win this game because if they can make the Bills play from behind and Kincaid's hurt, and now they don't even want Coleman as part of their offense anymore, and they can't get explosives on anybody, I don't think they're getting them on Todd Bowles today. And if Buffalo has to play from behind against the defense in Tampa that's number one in the NFL and True Media, their version of success rate on the ground. So Tampa Bay, number one in success rate, number 12 in defensive rush defense, EPA, at True Media, whose stats I use. I think that's trouble for Buffalo. I know Buffalo's getting healthier on defense. There's no Ed Oliver. They can't stop the run at all. 5.5 rush yards per attempt allowed per carry. The pass defense has been good in keeping you from scoring touchdowns that way. But you can certainly run on them in the red zone, and you can run on them for touchdowns. And I know Tampa's got some injuries to their running back position, but the offensive line is pretty damn good. Baker, as a dog, has been great. Baker, since he got to Tampa, is top 3 in the league in covering as a road dog. He's also damn near 500. He's got 25 road dog opportunities as a Buck. He's won 12 of those straight up. How much is Josh Allen going to run? I don't know. But it's going to be a little windy, but it's not going to be snowy. It's not going to be a whole lot of precip, at least if you can trust the AccuWeather forecast. And look at who Tampa's lost to this year. They've lost to the Patriots, best team in their division, the Lions, best team in their division, and the Eagles, best team in their division. You look at the Bills, they haven't really played anybody, and yeah, they beat the Chiefs. They always beat the Chiefs in the regular season. They don't beat them when it counts. And I just don't buy Buffalo's ability to get explosive plays on offense, and I don't buy their passing game. So give me the Bucks to win this game. Baker's a dog, plus 235.
We're going to go to, I mentioned at the start of the show that yesterday we kind of fixed whatever was going on with Penn State. So we will get to that after this play here because it's the same game. But first, we're going to go Jaylen Warren over 81.5 rushing yards in this matchup with the Bengals today. Really like where he's at for here. He did it just one time all year. That matchup was the Bengals, where he also rushed for 33-plus yards in 3 of 4 quarters. A bunch of big plays he was making. We heard Rodgers and Tomlin talk all week about the importance of getting him the football. Now, they didn't straight up say we're going to get it to him more. They kind of moved around it where they were saying, well, we've got to put ourselves in a better situation to give him the football more. But all signs were hinting at that we want to get Jaylen Warren more carries, more things for him. We decided not to bring back Najee Harris now. Najee Harris is hurt and he hasn't done anything. But they did put a lot of stock in the belief that Jaylen Ward could be this good back for them and make a lot of different type of plays in the run game. The Bengals defense since week 5, they are bottom 3 in rush defensive success and last in EPA against the run. Rodgers has taken a lot of hits. Like, he's turning the football over a little bit more. Isn't playing as good as he was earlier in the year. I think they want to take some things off of his plate, make it easier for him, let Jaylen Warren do what he can do, because even in some of these games, he's still averaging 6 yards per carry and he's getting a ton of yards. The issue is they're just not getting him enough touches because they're playing from behind the sticks and they're starting off bad. The Bengals defense just truly cannot stop anybody. So I like Jaylen Warren over 81.5 rushing yards. Now, the play that hopefully can figure us out with Jonnu Smith here. We're going to go back to him in overtime as well. Jonnu Smith, 25 plus receiving yards at plus 126. There's something going on between him and Rodgers. Like, I was kicking myself the last time these two got into it and we lost because he couldn't catch another pass after the second quarter. That being said, the Bengals are one of the worst defenses against tight ends that we've seen in years. And it's like not like a 1 week thing or a 3 week thing. Yeah, every single week they are getting beat. You can switch up the linebackers. You want to trade Wilson and let the young guys play linebacker? That's fine. It's not fixing it. They've got a personnel issue. And it's going to continue all year. Now, Jonnu Smith is risky because all of a sudden, Freiermuth will have no catches 1 week and then explode against this Bengals team. Darnell Washington is a factor in the red zone. He's a bigger tight end. Jonnu Smith is still on the field more than both of those two guys. It's just between whether or not Aaron Rodgers trusted him enough to throw him the football, because early in the games he does. But as soon as a drop happens or something goes wrong and they start arguing, it feels like he doesn't go his way enough. I think Rodgers is going to be forced to throw him the football when they are passing the ball because he's going to be open. He can make the play after the catch. We saw it in Miami last year. Haven't seen enough of it in Pittsburgh yet, but I do think they want to get the football to him against a bad defense against tight ends. So Jonnu Smith, 25 plus receiving yards, a plus 126.
Excellent. Look, that'll take me right to second down. I'm on that game as well. Just give me the over 48.5 in the Bengals-Steelers game. It's going to be a little windy in Pittsburgh, but these are two older quarterbacks, but big arm quarterbacks. They can cut it loose. They combined did Flacco and Rodgers for 7 passing touchdowns when they met on short rest on a Thursday night a couple weeks back. The over is 12-6 for these teams combined. We told you a long time ago, Bayern Munich overs and Bengals overs. Our guy Browning got in the way for a couple weeks there, but since Flacco's come back, Cincinnati's a dead over team and they're playing games in the mid-50s. Bengals are over in 5 straight. Bengals defense is allowing 33 a game. Bengals defense has had 8 straight games where they've allowed at least 27 points and at least 350 total yards, including against old-ass Aaron Rodgers on the road on a short week. Rodgers at home, much better than Rodgers going out to California to face the Chargers and a real defense. Here he gets a defense that he's already carved up, and he gets them on regular rest, and he gets them at home. Cincinnati's last 3 games, 89 total points, 77 total points, 64 total points, and we've had the Steelers at home being a higher scoring team and leading to the over. Does Flacco throw a pick 6 or something like that here? It's entirely possible. We all saw that the Steelers couldn't take Chase away last time. They have to do a better job this time. But again, we don't need 80 or 65 points like in that one. We need 49. I think both these teams are capable of getting to 24. 24. If that's the case going in overtime, then my God, somebody win this game in overtime. Let's not have a tie. So that's where I am. Give me the over there.
We're going to go to a parlay, and we're just moving the Ravens into this to get us to a fair price on McCaffrey for 60-plus rushing yards. The Ravens on the money line, and Christian McCaffrey 60-plus rushing yards at minus 115. Now, when you look at what McCaffrey's done this year, he's done this in 3 games. There's been a lot of those 54 to 58. I think he's going to get to 60 today. This is a bad defense against the run. The Cardinals, I don't think they're going to win this game. And if that's the case, McCaffrey should be able to get a lot of carries. We saw him against the Giants. Bad run defense, 28 carries. We saw him against the Rams earlier in the year, 22. Atlanta, 24. 22 against Seattle week 1. He will get a lot of touches in these games. Last week, he only had 12 carries against the Rams. A big reason for that is because they're playing from behind for the majority of the game. When you're getting blown out, he caught 8 passes. Like, they didn't take him out of the game. It's just they had to run. They couldn't run the football with him. They had to throw the ball. I do think that we're going to see a lot of touches for him here. A lot of things on the ground. He's been very good against bad run defenses this year. He's still a tough back. It's just their offensive line's kind of up and down. You got to see more with him. So I like him for 60-plus rushing yards and the Ravens on the money line.
Yeah, he'll be fourth. McCaffrey will get 1 million touches today. It's a do-or-die game for them. Third down for me, Beltway. Ben, we're going to go to a different back. Let's go to Woody Marks. Woody Marks anytime touchdown and 70 scrimmage yards will get you over 2-1. I do believe he's taking over as the every down back over Chubb. That sort of like the Dowdle Hubbard thing. It's happening later than it should, but certainly if you watch last week's game, that appears to be happening. It's Davis Mills who can't throw the ball like Stroud does, so he's going to lean into his every down back even more. And you look at what he did against Tennessee the first time around, and again, that's when they were still feeling their way through this rotation. He had 119 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns. Tennessee cannot keep people from running the ball on them for touchdowns. 15 rushing touchdowns allowed. That's most in the AFC. That's 1.5 per game. Again, does the specter of Chubb give me a little bit of pause? I mean, not as much as it did before, and not as much with this backup quarterback who I think will run it through the better sustaining option for them as an offense, which is Woody Marks. He's got 80 scrimmage yards more in 3 of his last 6, and again, that was with a little bit more of a timeshare. I know Simmons might be coming back for Tennessee. All the more reason to check it down and get the horizontal pass game going with Marks. And he does have a bit of a nose for the end zone. So plus 207 was where I played it. That was the best odds I could find on it. Go Woody Marks. Davis Mills, throw the damn ball to him and hand it off to him.
For third down, I'm going to go the tight end prop, Oronde Gadsden. 50-plus receiving yards at minus 110. I see you shaking your head. Tua sucks. Is that
So does McDaniel. I mean, it's ridiculous
yeah.
what's going on in the red zone here.
I got
The
it.
false start on the fourth down to sustain a drive. The Tua, the idiot sack on 3rd and 2, where if you throw it away, it's 4th and 2. You got a chance to get the first down and still score. And then this 4th down here, like
it's pathetic. I was just watching, like, what are we doing here? But whatever. I thought once it got the
Washington's defense does suck. I mean, there's no two ways about that.
Yeah,
it's just McDaniel's sucking more.
Right. But no, here I'm going to go with Arandi Gadsden, 50-plus receiving yards at -110. Listen, when you look at what the Jags are doing against tight ends, they're allowing 90.8 receiving yards since week 5 against the tight end position, second most in the NFL. They're really struggling there. Gadsden's been a guy that not as many people knew about early in the season, but he's really been great for them. I mean, Herbert trusts throwing the football his way. He's a longer tight end. He's fast. He can make plays after the catch, and he's been a difference maker for them. Now, Keenan Allen has had his roller coaster season where some weeks he's big. Quentin Johnston's banged up. And then, like, Lab McConkey, he's turned it on. Like, since week 4, week 5, Lab McConkey has been back to what they thought he'd be and what he was last year. But with that being said, the way that the Jaguars play things, how good they are against the run, I do think we'll see a lot of tight end passes here. Throwing the ball to Gadsden and 50 yards. For sometimes, like, you look at a guy, you're like, that's a big number for somebody who coming into the season, it wasn't on anybody's radar. Go look at what he did for like 5 straight weeks. He was clearing 70 in a lot of those games. Yeah. Herbert doesn't care what your name is, where you are. If you're open and you can make a play, Herbert will get you the football. They don't have a lot of guys that are demanding targets, and there's not that. I mean, like, Ladd's a wide receiver 1, but he's like the X, whatever you want to call it. They don't have a true, like, A.J. Brown guy on the sideline throwing a tantrum because he's not getting the football. Herbert will spread the ball out, and I do think Gadsden will catch enough passes today to clear this 50-yard number. So, again, Arandi Gadsden, 50-plus receiving yards at -110.
4th down, if you're new to the show, 4th and short, 4th and long, how we play this. Sometimes it's 4th and long. We're giving you long-term bets like futures that won't pay off for a long time or some serious long shot bets. We also try to give you a quick hitter in some of these games so that you can make your money before it ends. So we look at 4th and short, ways to get first touchdown, first goal scored, all that stuff. I'm going to fudge this here. It's a 4th and short, and it's 4th and short because I gave Ben very short notice that I was changing this. It was a substitute into the show, last minute, pre-production. Let's make the switch. I didn't like the way this played with the live studio audience. So originally I was on some Bijan early plays. You could figure out what they might be. And look, I'm on these, but I don't hit on these. And so while I've played these for the sake of this show, I'm not going to officially give out a half unit on Bijan to score first in this game. I'm not going to give out any plays on Zach Robinson and Raheem Morris with their jobs on the line, finally feeding the best player on their football team. Like, do I think it will happen? Have I bet on it happening? Like, Bijan 100 scrimmage yards for the first time in a month and a touchdown for the first time in a month against a Carolina team that they pushed all over the place but didn't score on in the last game? I do, but I'm not giving those out if you're scoring at home. Let's go with Rashid Shaheed to have 3 receptions in this game against the Rams. I think it's an over game. They just got him at the deadline. He got the ball in his hands, 4 times last week, and then only threw the ball 12 times. Now, some of those were gadget plays and runs, but you can turn those into bubble screens. You can turn those into quick hitters. And frankly, I think they're going to have to chase points. As good as these defenses are, I think things could get wild between the Rams and the Seahawks. And they're 2 dominant first-half offenses. They come out of the chute with early scripts that can burn you. 2 quarterbacks who were bombs away. Like, I just think there could be a lot of volume in the pass game. They got Shaheed for a reason. If you sell out to take Smith and Jigbo away, this guy can beat you. He's an elite burner. Nobody's throwing deep as much as Darnold. And again, it doesn't have to be pitches behind the line of scrimmage. They can turn those into short passes that get us the reception. For plus money, plus 107, I just like the play. Maybe it hits fast in this game. That would be great. But remember, weird game last week. His first game after the deadline, they threw the ball 12 total times and still blew out the Cardinals. I think they're throwing the ball a lot more than 12 times here today.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 4th and long. Basically, 4th and long. We're just taking a pretty kind of long shot. We're going to go with a parlay. The Lions, the Chiefs, the Vikings, and the Steelers on the money line at plus 656. Lions match up with the Eagles tonight. They're the plus money team to get us here. Vikings are, minus 150 on the money line. I do like them today. Chiefs and the Steelers. Chiefs and Steelers should have no issues. Now, the Broncos are dealing with injuries, a lot of weird things there. They've gotten lucky against some lesser opponents. The Chiefs, we heard Andrew Reid talk about it during the week. Like, this game is crucial for them. You lose this game, you're in big trouble. You win this game, you're right in the spot to win the division. Again, I do think they handle business on the road here. The Vikings are the money line against the Bears. Bears are another team that's lucked out in some of these wins. I don't know that they're as good as the Vikings are in this type of spot. And J.J. McCarthy, he's not very good. I've been pretty loud about that for a while. That being said, the Bears' passing defense has not been great this year. That's not been strong suit for them. I do think we could see McCarthy make some big plays at Jefferson, which we'll get to in overtime. Steelers on the money line against the Bengals. Tomlin ain't losing to the Bengals twice in a season. They're still right there in the race for the playoffs. You cannot afford to lose a game to a bad Bengals team. It's also important for him to want to put the Bengals away, right? You know where this division is, and you know the crickets about Burrow. Tomlin knows if they beat the Bengals today, anything about them, Cincinnati having any possible shot at catching the Ravens or the Steelers is done. And then the Lions on the money line tonight. I'm just not really buying what the Eagles have and what they're going right now. We heard AJ Brown talk about it when he said, this offense isn't it. Now, to his credit, he's not wrong. The way he handles things and stuff, it's a very odd situation, but he's not wrong. This offense is not good enough to win these games. If Green Bay could have just figured itself out once, they win that game. Philly doesn't win. Now they're still the number 1 seed in the NFC. This is a hot Lions team coming in. We know that they can score points. Eagles defense is very good, but with the passing game the way it is, their run game being good, I think they could get it going a little bit against Philly. And their defense isn't great, but this is not a good Philly offense that they need to stop. So again, the Lions on the money line, the Chiefs on the money line, the Vikings and the Steelers on the money line at plus 656.
I like it. For overtime, I got a few plays here. We'll start with, you mentioned McCarthy. Let's go with an interception prop here. J.J. McCarthy, Geno Smith, and Trevor Lawrence to throw picks today, plus 464. McCarthy's thrown 6 in 4 games, and he hasn't even played all of those 4 games. He's thrown at least 1 in all 4. Since week 3, no team has created more turnovers than the Chicago Bears. They also have 13 picks this season. McCarthy he's got a low release point. A lot of balls are getting tipped at the line of scrimmage, which leads itself to interceptions. He's a little scatterbrained back there. He's forcing arm punts, and they're letting him throw a ton. They're trying to develop him. So there's that. Geno Monday night. Look, I think the Cowboys are going to score a lot of points. It's going to force Pete Carroll to throw the ball. He's thrown a pick in 10 straight and 12 of his last 13. Geno has played 13 games at home since the start of last season, Beltway Ben. He's thrown 21 interceptions in those games. Geno in his career is 4-14 in prime time, 17 touchdown passes to 18 picks. He's thrown a pick in 7 of his last 8 primetime games. Dallas only has 3 picks, but it's Geno. And then Lawrence, look, he's been an interception machine the last 2 years. It's not clicking with Liam Cohen. That's they're going against a Texans team that they got exposed last week by a Texans team. They're going against a Chargers team in Jesse Minter that has a really good scheme, that has traveled incredibly well. The Chargers do have 9 picks in 10 games. I know that Lawrence hasn't thrown one in a couple games. Boy, he's due. He's overdue. Pressing against a good defense at home, coming off that fourth quarter debacle last week. Trying to do too much with a coach who doesn't want anything to do with him anymore and is going to have a new quarterback next year. I just like those odds. And I think they're going to be chasing that game. Double overtime. This is for next week, guys. I jumped this yesterday. Wanted to share it with you. You can get the Eagles laying 4.5 right now against the Cowboys next week. Short week for the Cowboys. You can get, and the Cowboys don't beat real teams. Arizona plays Jacksonville. I'm in fade Jacksonville mode. I think Arizona beats Jacksonville next week. And right now, New England's laying 6 against Cincinnati. Why isn't it higher? I don't know. It will be come 7 o'clock tonight when these numbers repopulate. So, Eagles minus 4.5 for next week. Arizona money line next week. Patriots minus 6 next week, plus 635. And a quick NBA play for tonight. And look, on the Super Discord, you can find the link in my bio. We were all over the Raptors minus 7.5. I should have just given that out here. Should have kept it simple, stupid. We chased the plus money. He didn't even really chase it. Scotty Barnes should have had one more point last night. took 7 shots. What you got to do? Look, NBA tonight. Give me Portland to beat the Mavs. Give me Houston to beat the Magic. That will get you plus 110. Dallas is 3-10. Dallas is 2-7 on the road. Portland's traveled pretty well, 3-4. The Mavs in disarray right now. I don't think you get a bump from firing a GM per se. They're holding guys back for potential trades. And look, Houston's a really good team right now. Orlando's dealing with some injuries. Houston's 9-point favorites. We just need them to win the game. Overtime for you, Beltway Ben?
Yes. Overtime, we do have a few plays that we like here. We do have 2 NFL. We're going to also give out an official play in there. We'll start here with our tight end parlay. Every week we do a tight end parlay. You know we enjoy doing them. Tyler Higbee, 21.5 receiving yards. Jonnu Smith, 20-plus receiving yards. And Isaiah Likely, 2-plus receptions, plus 358. Tyler Higbee, over 21.5 in this matchup for the Rams. Seattle has struggled against tight ends. Higbee has been one of Stafford's favorite targets since he's been in LA, and he continues to do that. He goes to bat for him. He's probably still on that team because of it, and he's cleared this in a number of games. Against a bad defense against tight ends, McDonald's defense have always struggled against tight ends. They've been able to beat him. He allows some things across the middle of the field. I would expect Higbee to catch a few passes here. 21.5 should not be an issue. Jonnu Smith, we're taking him to 20. We talked about him before. The Bengals are historically bad defense against tight ends. I do like that. And Isaiah Likely, 2-plus receptions, plus 358. I don't know that Lamar Jackson going to be taking shots down the field, but if you do want to get easy throws to your tight ends, Isaiah Likely is the guy to go to. Now, Andrews can break the record today and do all those things. Isaiah Likely is also the broken play guy. Lamar will go his way in a lot of different types of situations. We've seen him go quick game to him. We saw it in Miami, aside from the one broken play. Now, we're not going to take the yards. We'll just take 2-plus receptions. But again, Higbee, 21.5 over receiving yards. Jonnu Smith, 20-plus receiving yards. And Isaiah Likely, 2-plus receptions. That'll get us plus 358. Now, here is the wide receiver 1 parlay that we put together. I talked about A.J. Brown before. Justin Jefferson, 80-plus receiving yards, and A.J. Brown, 50-plus receiving yards at plus 221. A.J. Brown told everybody, don't pay attention to me. Don't take my receiver. I'm not doing anything. I'm playing Madden because that's where I can get it done.
Fantasy team.
Literally. It's crazy what is going on with that situation. That being said, Detroit plays a lot of man, and they've gotten beat over the top a bunch. We know that Hurts will take at least 2 shots down the field to A.J. Brown. We need them to complete on 1, and I think they do today. I think tonight's the night. Under the lights, I like the Lions to win, but I do think A.J. Brown in this passing game get it going a little bit with the way that Detroit covers. And also Justin Jefferson, I'm giving it out as an official play. Over 74.5 receiving yards is a regular number. Now, we take him up to 80-plus for this parlay, but for his regular number, we're going to play over 74.5. Jefferson's another guy who, and for all the wide receiver ones in this league, he doesn't complain much. You don't hear much from him. He's had a lot of different quarterbacks play with him, and he just continues to go out. But he did say this week, he's not having as much fun as he used to, right? He's not making the big plays that he used to. He wants to make more plays. I would expect him to do that today in this matchup against the Bears, who are allowing more receiving yards to wide receivers than all but 2 teams in the NFL in the last 5 weeks. I also think he could beat them over the top. He can beat them a lot of different ways, and we know McCarthy wants to throw the football to him.
He'll throw the ball.
Exactly. The big pick last week down the field was one-on-one coverage where Justin Jefferson fell down. I don't know that we're going to see Jefferson fall down in this one. So again, I like him over 74.5 receiving yards at his regular line, and I would take 80-plus plus A.J. Brown, 50-plus at plus 221 for this parlay.
Beltway Ben, I like it. Hopefully we've changed the mojo here. We've got, let's will it into existence. I did. Oh, there's the third one. I was going to say, I got to do it properly. We were missing one of those, but we've exercised the demons. So I bury the other one, then we decided that, or no, we hold it. No,
holding on, seeing if this does.
This is the old one that's now the new one. I'm going to save the one that I took this stuff off of. And hopefully we've broken the curse here. So that's the show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be here, around 10:15 tomorrow, we're thinking, right, Ben?
Yep.
We've got some World Cup qualifiers we're looking at. Hopefully there's no late scratches in matches that F us. And then, NBA, some college hoops, all that good stuff. We know you guys want to bet. Ben, show them the thing. So nobody gets mad at me. They can see how much I suck lately. There we go. Ben's been great. I've been pretty shitty lately. But you're always free to fade me, and we do show our work. So I hope I am better today. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for betting with us. We will see you tomorrow morning back at Wanna Bet.